Hey, happy day. I'm green. I'm a green guy. Let me tell you how green I am. At the bottom of every email that I send out, I have this little paragraph that I crafted years ago, and it's interesting the response I do get and that I don't get from people that says this: it's okay to print this email. Paper is biodegradable, renewable, sustainable product made from trees. Growing and harvesting trees provides jobs for millions of men and women. Working forests are good for the environment too, providing clean air, clean water, and carbon storage. Those who say not to print emails are dumb little green people. I just wanted to share that with you to get things started here today. Let me talk about socialism. Socialism, it has crept into all areas of social and business life. These are my words, but I have to write them down because they're profound. I wanted to make sure I remember them. Here it comes. If you ask a question to anyone, a bureaucrat, a government person, the answer likely will be one to slow or stop your inventive move. I have a great idea. Whoa, slow down. Don't do that because you might interfere with things, okay? Particularly in business, I've learned that every question that I ask is responded to negatively, more or less, okay? So, I decided to pass the ethic test with a group that I have and then kind of move forward. And it's kind of like I'd rather beg for forgiveness and ask for approval. And the real question is not, will you let me? The question is, who's going to stop me? And I think once you start thinking a little bit like that, as long as you have your own boundaries to work with, you get more done in this socialist world that we're living in. Because, that is what it is. And so let's talk about socialism a little bit. What is it? Money, wealth. Let's redistribute the wealth. Well, hold it. Firstly, money and wealth aren't the same. People think they are, but they're really not. They're totally different. Money is what governments produce, while wealth is what I produce, what you produce. And it's interesting to kind of watch. $1 in the hands of Nancy Pelosi or Justin Trudeau is nothing like $1 in the hands of a Bill Gates or me or you, because we do good things for the economy. We take that dollar and we buy goods from other people who make those goods, and we hire people to make our own goods, and so on. You get it? And when we make more goods, the price of those goods goes down. Government can't do that. If it wasn't for Bill Gates, computers would still be thousands and thousands of dollars each. And now they're not. Television sets, they've come down in price a lot in the last several years. I remember when calculators, I'm so old, first came out, they were like $200, maybe even $300. Now they're $1 in the dollar store, right? That's because of capitalism and because some rich guy is now a rich guy. Because he's doing that. That's his deal. That's his system. And that's free enterprise. And that's what you have to have. Mass production that only comes from people who are making big money because they're motivated. So don't penalize them, praise them. They need praise because they're doing a great thing, not just for themselves, but for the country. Separate money and wealth. There's a substantial difference there between those two items. You know what? When you want to take money from the rich in order to give it to those who aren't, you upset the balance, the capitalist balance, and it can't work. I mean, look at other things like WestJet and all these other airlines today that poor people, regular people, used to take a Greyhound bus. There's no Greyhound bus anymore in most places. They can now afford to fly. They can afford a television set. They can afford things that before we had billionaires, they couldn't. So are billionaires bad? I don't think so. Billionaires are good because look what they've done for the nation. That is capitalism. Socialism is a bad thing. And those who say it's good, you know what? They're mixed up. America is capitalist and greedy, say socialist, right? Yet half the population is actually subsidized. How come? Where's that money come from? Only capitalist rich people. Half the population is subsidized, and they think they're victims, but the money they do get from subsidies comes from the rich folk who work. Okay, they think they're victims, but yet they're really representatives basically of the government. There's a long list of all those things. So, recently during a question and answer session with Facebook employees, the leader, Mark Zuckerberg, said, I agree with Bernie Sanders that billionaires should not exist. That's a pretty strong statement coming from a guy who has hundreds of them. But it's interesting because that statement now was like a month ago. And I didn't get my money in the mail, did you? I mean, he didn't get rid of his money. So nice talk, but maybe keep it to yourself or do what you say and, say what you do and mean it. And this guy clearly doesn't. Communism and socialism, I merge or mix the words because communism is basically socialism in a hurry, and you always get there when you're a socialist kind of makeup, okay? And New York City, they're trying hard to get there. Recently, the Commission on Human Rights said, hey, residents, I got a $250,000 fine. The regular people don't have that kind of money. What are they going to do? Go to jail? This is the same group of people. They don't want to put people in jail, but I'm wavering back to this. We're going to charge you $250,000 if you use this term, illegal alien, with intent to demean, humiliate, or harass. So, okay, hate has no place here. Hate has no place here. I don't know. I kind of hate them being the commissioner of the human rights people, because what's up with that? Well, firstly, illegal alien means that you're breaking the law. So if I call you that, and if you are that, I get fined, what happens to him? That's how mixed up the system is. So those who are against President Trump, sit down and analyze him compared to guys like him, the guy on the floor that I threw down there. Hey, y'all, come back tomorrow, we're going to more for you from the right. See ya.